In this podcast, we will explore products distributed by Cotelec, a French leader in the component testing market. The sources are presentation documents from the company FIPSYSTEMS, specialized in the production of conduits and accessories for electrical and industrial installations. They showcase the FIPSYSTEMS product range, including flexible and rigid conduits, fittings, accessories, and cable protection systems. The documents highlight the features and benefits of FIPSYSTEMS products, as well as the certifications and approvals obtained. For any information, please contact Cotelec engineers.
Okay, so we're diving into FIPSYSTEMS, and wow, there's a lot here. It's dense.
Yeah, they weren't kidding with that name, deep dive. But that's why we're here, right? To break it down.
Exactly. So to start, we're looking at FIPSYSTEMS, and we've got catalogs, presentations.
We've even got, wiring diagrams. This is serious stuff.
Definitely not light reading, but the good news is, by the end of this, you will basically be in FIPSYSTEMS, what do they call those?
A guru.
Yeah, a guru. Or at least you could bluff your way through a meeting.
At least a coffee break conversation.
Yeah.
But seriously, what's interesting here is Frankagile industrial pipes. They get it.
What do you mean?
They're not just about the pipes. They're thinking systems. FIPSYSTEMS, it's a whole philosophy.
Right. It's like, how do you protect cables and wires in the real world in tough environments?
And they've been doing this a while, too. Look at this. Rooted in Königsberg, globally successful. That's quite a journey.
Königsberg? Where's that?
Doesn't matter. It's global now. But it makes you think, starting small, then booming. Their stuff must be good.
Okay, so let's get into it. FIPLOCKY. Corrugated conduits. Basically the tubes that protect all the important wiring.
All right, but it's not just one size fits all. They've got PA6, PA12, even some more specialized materials.
Yeah, why so many options? What's the difference between a PA6 and, let me look here, a PVDF conduit?
That's where it gets interesting. Each material has different properties, right?
Yeah.
So PA6, that's like your workhorse, your everyday conduit.
Durable, reliable, gets the job done.
Exactly. But then you have PA12. More flexible, better for lower temperatures. It all depends on the environment.
So they're not messing around. They've got a conduit for every situation. But then it gets even more specific, right? With their FIPLOCKY 1 system.
Yeah, FIPLOCKY 1, that's their kind of flagship system, I'd say. And this is where it gets a little more technical.
Charts, codes, this is what I was talking about. It's like a secret language. What is FPNF? What is FPDSC?
Okay, don't panic. It's actually quite clever once you get the hang of it. Each code tells you something specific about the conduit.
So FPNF means?
That one, if I remember correctly, tells you about the profile of the conduit, like the shape, the spacing of those ridges.
Okay, so it's all about getting that perfect fit for your application. No more guesswork at the hardware store.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of fit, they're really proud of the pull-out strength of their FIPLOCKY 1 fittings.
Pull-out strength. That sounds intense. How much force it can take before it, rips apart?
Something like that. But basically, it means those fittings are going to stay put, even with vibrations, movement, you name it.
Okay, so we've covered the basics of FIPLOCKY, their kind of core conduit system. But it looks like they don't stop there. They've got specialized solutions, too. Look at this conduits for high-temperature environments. What is this, volcano-proof wiring?
Well, maybe not volcanoes. But think industrial ovens, furnaces, places where things get seriously hot.
Right, where a regular plastic conduit would just, melt into a puddle.
Exactly. These high-temperature solutions, they're designed for those extreme conditions.
So the wiring stays safe, even if the environment is, trying to melt your face off.
Precisely. It's all about reliability, no matter the challenge.
Okay, so high heat, check. But what about the opposite? Needing a conduit that can bend and twist and move?
Ah, you're talking about dynamic applications. They've got that covered too. FIPMotion, that's their line.
FIPMotion, I see it here, yeah.
Yeah.
So what makes this special, it's got to be super flexible, right?
Exactly. Imagine a robotic arm in a factory constantly moving. You need a conduit that can keep up.
So it doesn't snap or restrict the movement of the robot.
Right. FIPMotion moves with the application. Bends, twists, you name it.
That's pretty wild. It's like giving the wiring a yoga class.
In a way, yeah. But it's serious engineering, designed for those demanding situations.
Okay, flexible check. But hold on, divisible corrugated conduits. What in the world is a divisible conduit?
Okay, now that's one of my favorite things. Imagine needing to add a cable, right? But the conduit is already installed.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Usually that's a nightmare. You're ripping everything apart just to add one wire.
In this podcast, we will explore products distributed by Cotelec, a French leader in the component testing market. The sources are presentation documents from the company FIPSYSTEMS, specialized in the production of conduits and accessories for electrical and industrial installations. They showcase the FIPSYSTEMS product range, including flexible and rigid conduits, fittings, accessories, and cable protection systems. The documents highlight the features and benefits of FIPSYSTEMS products, as well as the certifications and approvals obtained. For any information, please contact Cotelec engineers.
Not with these. Divisible conduits, you can split them open, add or remove cables, and then snap them shut again.
No way. It's like magic.
Not magic, good engineering. And it saves a ton of time and hassle in the long run.
Okay, that's seriously cool. So they've got the high-tech polymers covered, but what about good old-fashioned metal? I see they have fit metal conduits too.
Oh, yes. Metal. You can't go wrong with the classics.
Right. So when do you choose metal over like PA6 or PA12?
Metal is still the king when it comes to sheer toughness, impact resistance, electromagnetic shielding.
So if you're worried about something really smashing into it or maybe interference from other equipment?
Exactly. Metal provides that extra level of protection. Plus, it has that classic industrial look.
True. Okay, so we've talked about all these different materials, these crazy applications. But one thing that keeps popping up certifications, I mentioned UL, NFPA, a whole bunch of acronyms. What's the deal with all those?
Those certifications, they're like a stamp of approval from the experts. It means FIPSYSTEMS meet strict industry standards.
So it's not just marketing hype. These conduits have been through the ringer and they've come out on top.
Exactly. And you'll notice they highlight certifications for different regions too. North America, Europe. They're thinking globally.
Which makes sense, right? If they're selling worldwide, they've got to meet everyone's standards. No cutting corners.
Right, and that attention to detail, that's what makes them stand out. They're not just building conduits, they're building trust.
Okay, so let's bring it all back home. We've gone depth on FIPSYSTEMS, from basic conduits to like robot yoga classes.
Don't forget divisible conduits. Those are still my favorite.
Oh, absolutely. Game changers, those are. But seriously, we've covered a lot. Different materials, specialized solutions, certifications.
And that global reach, don't underestimate that.
Right. So for everyone listening, think about your own work. Where could this level of like thoughtfulness, this attention to detail make a difference?
Because sometimes the best solutions, they come from the most unexpected places. And this deep dive, well, I think it's safe to say FIPSYSTEMS, they're not just pipes, there's something else entirely.
That's a wrap on this deep dive. We hope you found this episode as enlightening as we did. Until next time.
In this podcast, we will explore products distributed by Cotelec, a French leader in the component testing market. The sources are presentation documents from the company FIPSYSTEMS, specialized in the production of conduits and accessories for electrical and industrial installations. They showcase the FIPSYSTEMS product range, including flexible and rigid conduits, fittings, accessories, and cable protection systems. The documents highlight the features and benefits of FIPSYSTEMS products, as well as the certifications and approvals obtained. For any information, please contact Cotelec engineers.